Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna head off to Hobby Lobby and I'm gonna take you through the store with me and kind of show you those pieces that will really help to give your space an expensive designer look and feel. But of course, they're from Hobby Lobby, so the prices are super affordable. And as we go through, I like to give you all designer dupes and styling tips and ideas with certain pieces. So hopefully you can get some fun decorating inspiration from our little shopping trips, and then we'll come back home and I'll show you everything that I found for our own space and how I'm planning to style it. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's head off to Hobby Lobby. Okay, so here we are at Hobby Lobby. In this particular week that I went, the vases and planters were all on sale, so obviously I had to take a look. I really liked these ribbed ones. It reminded me a lot of the ones that they sell at Pottery Barn for over $100, and I also really liked that these had that old world handle detail on them. And then these black rustic vases also caught my eye. I loved the old world finish, and these would be really pretty styled as a set of two or just by themselves. Another favorite in this section is this low rustic urn. This guy was on sale for only $13, and I actually have this and showed it in a previous video, and it is one of my favorite accent pieces because it resembles a true antique. I also really liked this taller handled one. This guy was a steal at only $15, and I thought it'd be cute to use as a small little utensil crock with maybe some wooden spoons and spatulas out on a countertop. You could even style it with the smaller one and then fill that one with some florals just to utilize that design trick of repetition. Another thing that I was pretty excited about were these oversized floor vases, and these resemble expensive olive pots that can cost hundreds of dollars. Even similar planters on designer sites can cost 5 times the price, and these would create such an impact if you drilled a drainage hole in the bottom and then planted some trees or shrubs or cacti in them for out on a patio. They'd also look great as a floor vase indoors too. Now, something that's been really popular the last couple years are still lifes, and fruit still lifes especially just give off that really classic look, and they're great styled in a kitchen or a dining space. This one looks so similar to the one that is sold on Magnolia for 15 times the price, so definitely a cheap and easy way to get that designer look for less. Another thing I'm seeing a lot of designers do with wall art is displaying framed textiles, and I've seen similar pieces being sold on Pottery Barn for over $1,000, and even a similar piece on Wayfair costs $200. So this piece is super expensive looking. I love the earthy color palette, and this would be such a gorgeous way to incorporate a subtle punch of pattern into your decorating. They also had some fun shelf styling decor. I really liked this little stone arch. It was only $6.50 before any discount, and it kind of reminded me of the travertine arches that they sell at West Elm, and this could be used as a little styling accent or even a bookend. Definitely a great deal, and I love the earthy look of it. So something else that I spotted was this faux antique shutter. I loved the texture on this. It could be something other than artwork to hang on a wall for some added visual interest. And I also showed you all in our last house how I had that shutter propagation wall, and it was just such an easy way to add warmth and texture to a space. You could totally do the same thing with this shutter, just on a smaller scale, or you could even hang a bunch of these together with hanging plants for more of an impact. Something else that would be really cute if you have some wall hooks in your kitchen would be this apron. I love the light linen-y feel of the fabric and the casual fringe detail. This just feels very French to me, and I love that it's a practical use piece, but you can still have it out on display to enhance the look of your space. Something that's been really big the past couple of years is the scallop pattern, and I think it's a great way to add visual interest to your space with those unique lines. And this tray would be so cute as a little catch-all, maybe in an entryway, or even hung on a wall mixed in with some photos in like a gallery wall, just to give your space some added warmth and texture. I also thought these little scallop plates were so sweet. I love how they're bright and neutral and can go with any season, but still have something unique about them with that little scallop detail. And they had these in both a dinner and a salad plate size, and then they even had these adorable scallop glasses. Like, I do not need any more glasses, but if I had room, I would totally buy these because I think they look so gorgeous and expensive. I also loved this little flower berry bowl for displaying fruit on the counter, or something like grapes in a charcuterie board, or even just giving as a gift. And now that fall is officially in the stores, I decided to take a little walk through the freshly stocked autumn decor. And I really liked this pumpkin punch bowl. It looks super similar to the one that they sell at Williams-Sonoma for $80. And I love that it's clear, so you can add things like orange slices and cinnamon sticks for an aesthetic fall drink when you're entertaining. I also really liked this amber glass pumpkin luminary. This is perfect to pop a battery operated candle in the bottom for a cozy autumn glow. These would look gorgeous by a front door, on a mantle, or a console table, or you could even have multiples for a larger impact placed along a tablescape. And speaking of tablescape, these smaller glass pumpkins would be really pretty also, with some battery operated tea lights in them, or if you wanted to get really fancy, you could make these place settings with a little gift inside. I also really liked these faux fall florals. I thought the golden color was such a fun punch of warmth while also looking very realistic and natural. I liked how each one varied in color a little bit and had that wildflower-like look to them. And then I went over to the vase section and I grabbed this super pretty textured cream vase, and then I popped 4 of those stems in here, and I loved how this looked. It would be so pretty styled on a dining table or a coffee table to transition from summer to fall. And I know that it's crazy because the holidays are actually 6 months away, but they were already unloading Christmas, and I spotted these Real Touch Norfolk pine stems, and I loved the natural movement that they had and how realistic they looked and felt. And these are honestly replicas of the ones that they sell on A Floral for $28 per stem. So just a little early preview of what is to come this holiday season, but for now, let's go head back home and style our finds. Okay, so we are now back home from Hobby Lobby, and we're gonna do a little haul with a fun little styling session. So the first thing that I found was this gorgeous Pear still life, and this guy was $17.99 before discount, so $9 after the 50% off. I loved this piece. I loved the size of it and how it'll perfectly pop onto a countertop without being too tall. And the colors have just enough warmth and pigment to them, but they also still translate very neutral, which is great because it blends in with lots of different decor styles and color schemes. I also really loved the rustic look of the frame, how it looks to be distressed and just the kind of weathered gray look of it. So I'm just gonna pop this next to one of our rustic breadboards in our kitchen, and that's gonna really help accentuate that kind of vintage rustic look. I really want to play up the rustic element here in this home, so I figured that pairing it with a vintage breadboard would kind of just make it feel like this still life was coming to life and just giving my kitchen that really cozy feel. This would also be really pretty kind of styled into a gallery wall if you have some family photos in a dining room or something like that. This could be a nice little accent piece to mix in there. It also would look good on open shelving if you have open shelving in a kitchen. So definitely a nice little versatile piece that gives off that rustic flair. Okay, so this next piece I saw multiple times when we were in North Carolina, and I almost bought it so many times, but I was like, I cannot move another thing. We cannot fit another thing into the pods. So just wait and get them while you're out there if they're still there. So I did that, and of course I got 2 of them. They're these beautiful rustic bowls. They were both $12.99, but I could not decide on the sizing. I didn't know if I wanted the low and flat one or the higher, taller one, so I just got both. And honestly, they're both food safe, microwave safe, dishwasher safe, so I figure I'll use them for serving, shelf styling, using as a fruit bowl on the kitchen countertop. There's so many uses for them. I do not think that I will regret buying 2. So I just love the rustic glaze on here and how you can see the little speckles through that, and just kind of that casual lived-in feel that these give to a space. I also love that they have these little ridges in them, so that kind of gives them a handmade artisan feel. And I actually am going to plan to use this low one as a fruit bowl on our kitchen countertop. I'm actually going to pop it right next to that still life and use it for some of our vegetables, because I've been buying a lot of produce lately and I've been throwing it in our pantry and I almost forget that I have it. So I want to have our fresh produce out on the countertop. Right now I'm on a big sweet potato kick, so I'm going to fill this with sweet potatoes. And again, when it's paired with that still life and the rustic breadboard, it's just going to help give off that really lived-in, casual, organic feel to my kitchen. And then this one I thought would be really beautiful to use as shelf styling. I mentioned in my living room makeover that you want to gravitate towards larger objects when you're shelf styling, just because you don't want to have a bunch of small tchotchkes all over the place. It makes the shelf appear very busy and disorganized. So when you have larger pieces, it's a little bit easier on the eye. And I really love the shape of this. this and the color and the rustic feel that it gives off. So I figured this would be perfect to use for shelf styling. So both are food safe, so it'll be great to also use when I'm having a party or when I need to throw a salad in a cute bowl, stuff like that. They honestly remind me of something that you'd find at Pottery Barn or West Elm or Anthropologie. So definitely a really good deal on these. All right, so the whole reason that I went to Hobby Lobby in the first place was because I needed some planters, and then this video just kind of transpired. So I ended up finding one of my favorite planters on such a good discount, and it is this really beautiful plastic kind of rustic concrete look planter, and this is totally the look and vibe that I'm going for out in my garden. I feel like it looks super French, European, Mediterranean, just that really rustic kind of laid back, sun-drenched, lived-in look. And all of my container garden inspo on Pinterest are all in planters that look like this. Maybe some have a little bit more of a terracotta hue to them, but I just love that rustic weathered look. I think that it does help your space to feel a lot more lived in and designer. So I went in for one planter, and then I saw that there was the whole set there, and I did the math and I could get the whole set for like $65 because spring right now is on 66% off. So I figured that was a really good price for all three planters. So I went ahead and bought three, and I'm kind of slowly getting into container gardening here just because I want to be able to take all of our plants with us to our next home. So that way everything is portable and I'm able to do that. So one plant that I really loved at our last house was our rosemary bushes. I used those all the time in my cooking, and I love the way they smelled. So I was able to find some rosemary at my local Lowe's here, and then I'm gonna plant that up in the largest planter, so hopefully that can grow really large, and you know, I can keep using that in my kitchen, and I can put it on our patio and get that lovely rosemary scent. And also recently I've gotten into stocking the Lowe's clearance rack, so I found this really beautiful Texas sage today actually, and it was on sale for only 12 bucks. So I knew I had to get it and that it would look really pretty, kind of accenting that rosemary. So I'm gonna put that in the medium-sized planter. I might put some succulents in the small one. I thought that the group of three would look really pretty and just help to soften the look of our outdoor space a little bit, whether we place it in the corner of a patio or next to the pool. It's just a nice portable thing to have. And like I said, just really helps to give my outdoor garden space that European rustic look that I'm going for. Okay, so we're still kind of in the unpacking phase, and my mind is not mentally ready to start decorating for autumn, but I saw this next piece and I was like, oh, those are pretty. And they only had two left, so I decided to just go ahead and buy them because I didn't want them to sell out. And they are these really beautiful burgundy stems, and these are a dupe for the A floral ones. Those guys are $28 per stem, and I think those are so beautiful. They sell out every single year, and they just give that really moody autumn vibe instantly to your space if you pop them in somewhere like a statement vase. I actually do have those stems in a garland version, and I love them. They're like the perfect tone of burgundy. They're not too pigmented, but they still give your space a little bit more of like that moody fall-like feel. So these are a great alternative to that. These were $11.99 each before any type of discount, so I got mine for 40% off, so they were a little over $7 per stem. And like I said, there were only two, but honestly you could get away with just using two because they are very full. And like I said, we're still unpacking, so there's not a lot of spaces to put these just yet, but as an example, I'll show you how they look in our living space, in our statement vase on our coffee table, and it just really does instantly transform the look of that room, and you feel ready for fall. The colors feel a little bit moodier, and you don't really need a ton of other fall decor. Something just like this can really pack a punch and make a statement. So definitely a great deal and a lot cheaper than the A floral ones. Okay, so this next thing I wouldn't really consider aesthetic or like decor, but I did figure it would help our laundry room to function a lot better. So when I was looking through all of the spring clearance at Hobby Lobby, I found this whole section of these storage containers, and I saw these big storage bins and they had them in a bunch of colors, and I ended up getting 4 of these kind of like khaki tan colored ones, and I just figured these were like the most neutral and kind of resembled an actual woven bin. So we definitely don't have as much storage in this home as we did in our last house, so we've been kind of struggling with somewhere to put the laundry and store the hamper and get that to the laundry room because it's in this little pass through into our garage, so it's a little bit different setup. So I figured these would be perfect to put on the shelf that's above our washer and dryer. And then I could have one for whites, one for darks, one for colors, and then one for like all of our detergent and sprays, stuff like that. So that kind of hides everything away, but it also makes things super practical because then I just have to pull the bin down when I want to do a load. So it's nice. And then also I really like that these were wipeable, because I think that honestly something like actually woven out of like a jute or like a woven material would look prettier, but I did really like that these could be cleaned out. So I can spray these and kind of wipe them down, which is nice when you have dirty laundry in them all the time. So I figured these would be a little bit more practical and just something cheap and easy to help our laundry room function better. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this Hobby Lobby shop with me and haul. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because it really does help to support the channel. And make sure that you're subscribed, because I post new home decor content every single week, and there's a lot more room transformations and makeovers coming, so you don't want to miss that. And make sure that you hit the notification bell so you're notified when those videos go up. So I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!